Hello everyone, and hello to Henry Home, who will help me demonstrate the product I'm about to show you. Now, I've been aware of TurboCat turbo nozzles designed specifically for central vacuums, but they can be fitted to portable cleaners as well. I've been aware of them for quite a while. People have mentioned them in my comments. I've looked at them on Amazon.com, and until recently we haven't really been able to buy them in the UK unless I was to import one. And I've just been on Amazon.com, and to import the model I'm about to show you would cost me £163.48 or $204. But when I saw an eBay seller selling them for $59.95 delivered, I thought I might as well try one out. I certainly wasn't going to try one out at £164.48. No way, Jose. But for £60 delivered, I thought I would finally try out a TurboCat EX. The postman handed me this box today, and this is how it was delivered in this box. It wasn't in an outer box either, so I thought I better open it just to check it's okay. But I'm quite anxious to try it out, so I thought I better film a video before I use it properly. So we'll pull it out, and it is quite a big hefty nozzle, I have to say. I don't think there's anything interesting on the box. It just says high performance turbine driven Powerhead, wide vacuum path with double edge cleaning, sleek, low profile, easily reaches under furniture, sofas and beds, lightweight, responsive and easy to maneuver, adjusts automatically to any carpet height, featuring exclusive, and I'll use the American way of saying this, Z-Tech design. Ooh, exclusive. We do get an instruction book. I think that's French and English. And I did notice, looking at the instruction book, there are parts listed. I have seen belts available in the UK, but I'm not sure how easy it will be to buy any parts. I think the belt might need replacing from time to time, the brush roll, and possibly even the fan blades if they get damaged. If you pick up anything hard or sharp, you've got to be careful with most turbo nozzles. They're not designed for picking up stones and sharp things. They can damage the fan on the impeller and then unbalance it, and it just won't perform. So let's have a look. I think this will go very nicely with Henry. Oh, he's quite excited. Yes, you are. He's excited about it, as I'm sure we all are. So here it is. It is the largest turbo nozzle I've ever handled. Quite a sleek design. It's made in China, I'm sorry to say. Got two quite nice smooth running wheels on the back, and we've got this gloss black finish. It's a proper rubber furniture guard as well to help prevent it damaging your furniture if you bang it into your furniture. Here's the brush roll. Quite a lot of individual tufted brushes of varying lengths, a bit of an unusual design. No anti-hair wrap, and there's no easy way to clean the brush roll on these. You do have to undo these 3 screws to take this base plate off to remove the brush roll for a proper clean. But from time to time, probably every week, depending on how often you use the nozzle, you can get a pair of scissors and cut any long hair that wraps around the brush roll. It's very reminiscent of sort of an old Hoover Senior / convertible, because it does have a large rotary fan in the middle. You can't see it, and it's also got a belt in the centre. We can take this clear part off, and we've got a little piece of paper here that tells us this clear cover is removable for cleaning, and indeed it is. It's got a little seal on, if you can just see that red seal. And there is a poly V-belt, I believe it's described as. And you can see it's twisted slightly in the same way it would be twisted on a Hoover convertible / Senior, or some of the old traditional dirty fan upright cleaners. So if you needed to replace the belt, you'd first need to remove the clear cover, these 3 Phillips screws, take off the base plate, pull out the brush roll, slip on the new belt, and make sure it's hooked over, as you can see in the diagram here. You might just be able to see the turbine just here. It's a very small cleaning path actually. I can see this becoming clogged up if you're not careful. That is the cleaning path, that's the suction channel. It's pretty wide when it comes to the actual brush roll, but it soon gets very, very small. Look how tight that is. So, you know, I don't think I'll be able to do a big mess test with big clumps of fluff and larger particles with this, because I think it's just going to clog up even before it gets to the fan. And then once it's in the fan with lots of intricate blades, I mean, yeah, I think that could cause problems, which is why you have an easy to remove cover. So I think for normal carpet cleaning, where you're not picking up huge chunks of mess, it might be okay, but looking at it, my instincts are this might need quite a lot of maintenance to make sure it's working properly. And I don't want to abuse this. I mean, yeah, it was still £60, which is a lot of money. I mean, a lot cheaper than it would have cost me to import. But yeah, I think I'll have to be careful with it. But if I was to use it normally around my house with my Henry or any other cleaner with a 32mm friction fit attachment, then probably would be okay. Be interesting to see if it works on my plush pile as well as my shorter pile carpet. It only specifies carpet in the instructions. You possibly could go over a floor with this, but floors aren't mentioned in the instruction book. But yeah, it feels pretty solid. We've also got two little roller wheels directly at the front combined with the wheels at the back. So let's fire up Henry Home and we can see this TurboCat EX turbo nozzle in action. Wow, that's a bit of a screamer. Even Henry had to cover his ears. Apologies if you were listening in headphones and can no longer hear anything I'm saying, but I'm sure your hearing will come back. That's pretty harsh and shrill. When I turn it over and actually use it on the carpet though, it might sort of deaden the noise of that very high-pitched squealing. I can't say motor because there isn't a motor inside here. It's just basically the turbine connected to the brush roll, obviously via a belt. But yeah, so yeah, that was pretty annoying. But anyway, we'll turn it over and we'll give it a go on my Saxony plush. Well, I think Henry Home is very enamoured with TurboCat EX, aren't you, Henry? What do you think? It's a thumbs up from Henry Home, and I'm sure if I was to connect the TurboCat to any of my pneumatic cleaners, I'm sure they'd give it a thumbs up too. I'm going to give it an initial thumbs up. Although it is quite noisy, it's not so bad when you're using it on carpet, but it is so easy to push. The easiest turbo nozzle I've used on this plush carpet. And I was a bit concerned because there's no adjustments on this. There's no valve to open to reduce the suction at the head. There's no height adjustment, nothing. And I was worried that as soon as I put it on this plush pile carpet, it would bog down. But I could hear no bogging down, and hopefully you could hear that we could hear that it was spinning at full speed while I was using it. And that's on this notoriously difficult to clean plush carpet. Now compare this with what you get supplied with selected pneumatic machines, or you can buy it as an optional extra. This is the current turbo nozzle, a lot smaller and lighter. Still doesn't have a removable brush roll. You can see this is partly used. We do have Turbine, and again you've got to be careful with any turbo nozzle, even the German-made Wesselwerk. You've got to be careful that you don't damage the fan blades. Let's just compare quickly this aero brush with the TurboCat. Obviously the TurboCat is a lot wider. I also like the way it stands up on its own. This will not stand up on its own. You'd have to park this supplied pneumatic nozzle. You park that in the back of your Henry or Hetty. But this one, it just stands up, as you can see, all on its own. Pretty robust. And to release it, you've just got this little lever here. You can press it with your finger or your foot, and then you can ease out the wand. Let's pop in this one. Let's give a quick comparison. This isn't bad, I have to say. It's not bad on my plush pile carpet, but you could definitely hear it struggling, certainly on the forward pass. And surprisingly, despite the fact it's a lot smaller and lighter, it's harder to push than the TurboCat. So I'm thinking, if you've got a Henry or Hetty, or as I said, any vacuum cleaner with a 32mm pipe push fit, then I would certainly consider this. That's my first impression. I've only had it, for a few minutes. I've only been showing you it in this video. So this is my first look and first impression of it, but I do like it. There are other versions available. There's probably an earlier version that looks pretty similar underneath, a little bit cheaper. I've not seen that available in the UK. This is from eBay. So you can search TurboCat on eBay and you should find it. There's one particular supplier that's got these, and a few other central vacuum hoses and other bits and bobs for vacuum cleaners. But yeah, I'm surprised by this. I really like it. Despite the fact it's bulky, it's not too heavy, but it's just so easy to push. That's what I really like about it. And it has picked up all the bits, and it's groomed the pile. From that brief dirt pickup demo, you could definitely hear it struggling as it was picking up all those bits, and the turbine definitely slowed down until it started to speed up towards the end. When it picked everything up and everything had passed through the fan, then it returned to normal speed. We'll have a quick look underneath. Now obviously, I just wanted to show you in action. I wouldn't recommend this. If you want to use this on a big mess test, it's not going to be suitable. You will not see me doing a big mess test with this. I can do a big mess test with the Henry Hound that's got the electric power head. That's a completely different thing. That would cope because it doesn't have a turbine. It has its own small electric motor. This, because it has a turbine with twin sets of plastic fans, you've got to be very careful with it, otherwise you could end up breaking the fan. I hope I haven't broken the fan, I've only just got it. But let's have a look. Yeah, there's a few bits underneath. If I shake this out actually, yeah, look, it's left a few bits. Let's take the cover off. Yeah, you can see why it would struggle initially with as I said, it's a very tiny air path there. That needs improving. They need to widen that. But yeah, all in all, I mean, this will need a bit of a wipe out before I use it properly. The belt's still fine. I'm assuming the turbine has survived that. I mean, it was not a lot of dirt. But yeah, that's the main flaw I can see with this nozzle. It's just the very narrow air path. But personally, I don't think I'll have a problem with this, using it as a regular attachment on my Henrys or on my Maytag Satellite. I think it would fit the Maytag Satellite or the Hoover Constellation in the USA, the newer version with the push friction fit tools. It won't fit older Hoovers with the pip fitting, and it won't fit Sebos and Miele's, but there are many adapters you can buy. So you will be able to fit this to most portable cylinder vacuum cleaners. But bear in mind, the more suction they've got, the better this will perform. So you've got to have a machine with, you know, a beefy motor in it to make this run properly. Let's just try it again. What I can do actually, it's a bit big for the stairs, but I suppose I could use this on the stairs. If I connect the short adapter direct to Henry, I can fit this nozzle, yep, direct to the hose like that. So I can, I mean, it is a bit big, but you can hold it here like this. Obviously keep your hands away from the rotating brushes. But I should be able to do my stairs fairly easily using this nozzle. I'm going to have to pick up the mess I made when I tipped it over. That's about the end of today's video, and all in all, I think this TurboCat EX is one of the better turbo nozzles I've used. Not as good as a motorised power nozzle, but in the UK those types of cleaners are very few and far between. Sebo do one, and who else now? I can't recall. There must be somebody else that does one, but Sebo are the main manufacturer that offers a couple of machines with a motorised power head. But if you can't have the option of adding a motorised power head to your suction only cleaner, then I would say this is the one to go for. For £60 in the UK, that's not a bad price. I never would have paid £164 for it if I was to buy it from the USA. That it's not worth it. It's very good, but it's not that good. But it's certainly worth £60, so get it while you can. Go on eBay UK. Just type in TurboCat EX and I'm sure you'll find the seller. I'm not going to put a link below. I'm not affiliated or anything. I didn't get this free. I bought it myself. But it's certainly something I'll definitely keep. and use not only with Henry's but with a lot of other straight suction cleaners, and I'll see what adapters I can use, so I can possibly use this with some older machines. But I'm thinking of my Hoover Conquest from the 70s, but that doesn't really have the oomph. But it'd be interesting at some later date to try it with some vintage cleaners and just to see how well it works. It still might work pretty well. It'd look nice in my Hoover Galaxy actually. Well, that's got quite a bit of suction to it, so it should work well with my Hoover Galaxy. So yeah, I'm already thinking of many cleaners I can try this TurboCat on. I'm normally a dog person and I'll always be a dog person, but this is one cat I will certainly allow to stay in my house. I'm very impressed with it. So if you've any comments or questions about the TurboCat, please comment below, and I'll see you all very soon for the next video. So for me and Henry, it's bye for now.